Hello, I'm David Christman and welcome to Film Focus. Today we're going to look at one of the more highly anticipated films of the summer, especially after the first movie got a somewhat mixed reception upon release. So get ready and join me for a review of Star Trek Into Darkness. Into Darkness is the sequel to the 2009 Star Trek reboot. When we last left the crew of the USS Enterprise, James Kirk, played by Chris Pine, had taken his rightful place as captain, with Spock, Zachary Quinto, as his second-in-command, and the rest of the crew of the Enterprise exactly where we would expect them. However, Kirk has been acting with his usual disregard for rules, which results in him being reprimanded. Just as this is happening, though, a new threat to Starfleet emerges, a rogue agent from within the organization. After several audacious terrorist attacks by the traitor Jim Harrison, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, he flees with Kirk and the Enterprise in hot pursuit. Even though this movie has been out for a week, I'm still not spoiling anything, and this one is definitely worth staying spoiler-free for. In comparison to the 2009 film, I thought this one was much better. Star Trek took a lot of flack for its plot, but I think that in many ways Into Darkness justifies these decisions. Some people also disliked the first film for various casting or cinematography decisions, and for the most part, these two have been redressed. The first film in the reboot has introduced an entire cast of characters, which had to be at once believable as the people from the original series, but also updated. To address that meant that each character got their own moment in the limelight. While good for establishing the series, this made the movie itself a little scattered. The cast also brings their A-game on Into Darkness. In Star Trek, they almost felt as if they were trying to fill these gigantic shoes left by the original series. The cast has matured into their roles for this film, though. There are enough differences in background due to the events of the first film that these are actually unique characters now. Of those cast members playing characters from the original series, Zachary Quinto stands out as Spock, who even though played for a lot of laughs, really hits home as a character of depth when it comes time to do so. Really though, the star of the cast is Benedict Cumberbatch. He shines in every scene in which he appears in, and gives the character of Harrison a lot of nuance, as well as a unique personality that I'm sure people will remember. One thing that I thought was wonderful, but others could be on the fence about, are the copious callbacks to the original series. Into Darkness does an excellent job with these references, and plays on the original Star Trek. Fans of that series will see a lot of old friends. For example, in one scene, a Tribble shows up. However, these callbacks will not completely escape the casual viewer either. Enough of the original series has become popular that they'll be able to be in on the joke as well. While I think that these things are just on this side of the crossing the line into parody and cheesiness, that's a personal opinion. You might reach a different conclusion. So what's the verdict on Star Trek Into Darkness? In my opinion, it's not only a good movie, but the best example I've seen to date of how to do a reboot. This film takes full advantage of the changes in the setting provided by the 2009 film, and definitely one-ups it in terms of quality across the board. Into Darkness is still an original film, but also stays true to the source material via its references to the original series. Believe it or not, Into Darkness actually gave me hope that director J.J. Abrams, now in charge of the future of both the Star Trek and Star Wars franchises, may not be the worst thing ever to happen to those classics of sci-fi. Star Trek Into Darkness came out last Thursday, May 16th, and in my opinion is an excellent film and one that you shouldn't miss, especially for those of you that grew up on the original Star Trek.